Hey, welcome back to Jazz Time. JazzTime.com is an online store that buys, sells, and trades authentic luxury watches. We make these videos so you can easily choose the best watch for yourself in the comfort of your own home. We offer the lowest prices anywhere online, and if you'd like to know the price, simply click on the links in the description below. We greatly appreciate it if you'd purchase your next watch from us at JazzTime.com. Today we'll be taking a look at one of the newer models released in 2021. This one, the Rolex Explorer II. This one, a slightly updated version, reference number 226570. This one with the black dial. I'll be going over the case, the dial of course, the bezel, the crown functions, as well as the movement, slightly updated as well as this bracelet and the wearing experience toward the end of the video. I'll be giving my thoughts on all these features throughout. Alright, so starting off with this case, we are at 42 millimeters. Nothing new is different here from finger to thumb, 42 millimeters, 2 to 8 or 10 to 4. Pick your poison, it's the same distance, 42 millimeters. You have the monoblock middle case with the screw down case back and the Rolex winding crown twin lock waterproofness system on there, made for the waterproofness down to 100 meters or 330 feet. Nothing too new there. Basically the same as what you would get with the 216570, the previous generation, made from 2011 to 2021. This one is made for the 50th anniversary of the Rolex Explorer II model line, and taking on the, well, basically everything from the previous generation, 216570. This one also has the radially brushed steel bezel with the painted on lacquer finish for the numbering, all the even numbers at least, to give it a very nice sense of breathability, very easy to read as well. All of this a full steel construction, high polish along the sides, including the sides of this bezel, as you can see, with the radial brush finishing on the top of that bezel, the top to bottom satin brush finishing on the case behind it, as you can see on the front of these lugs, right? And speaking of which, these lugs have been slightly updated to be basically a bit thinner. Their outer profile the same, but the inner profile a little bit different. They've been made thinner so as to accommodate a bracelet that's 1 millimeter thicker, 1 millimeter wider. And that's so that when you look at it, you know, face on, it looks a little bit more proportional than the previous generation. You can see our comparison video on this channel or on our website. Just click down below, you can probably find it as well on our channel. Okay, now taking a look at the dial here, we have the black dial. This one somehow less popular than the white dial, and you know, for good reason. I can understand why, but this is my personal favorite of the two, because even though the white dial does have this sort of elegance and subtlety to it, I do prefer this black one because it's a bit more practical, honestly. Much easier to read, much easier to read, in fact, such that the maxi hour markers actually just have the highest level of contrast. It's the easiest to read, literally the easiest, because you have the white with the 18 karat gold, white gold settings, of course, but the white chroma light in the daylight and at night. If I turn out the lights here, incredibly bright blue, if my camera would like to focus, yes, incredibly bright blue chroma light display, lasts for a very long time. And for this, the updated 2021 model, I believe they have optimized that chroma light display such that it actually lasts far longer than even previous iterations of the chroma light display, and it still retains that very nice bluish greenish hue. It just looks absolutely beautiful, very nice indeed. Now taking a look with the lights back on, again, the highest level of contrast, especially also with that very bright orange GMT hand, 24-hour hand, makes it a very, very easy read indeed. You have nothing new on the dial other than that, all right? So now taking a look at the crown functions here, at the 3 o'clock position, just unwind the crown. To the first position, this allows you to wind the watch. Nothing too new there. All right, so if you're at a dead stop, about 20 to 30 full winds is all you need to get to the full power reserve. Rather simple. Pull out to the next position. Now, this moves the hour hand only, and it allows the seconds hand to continue to move. So what this does is it allows you to essentially set your time zones on the fly, and by extension also the date. And this is the only way to supposedly quote-unquote quick set the date. It's not really the quickest setting of the date, but it is still incredibly fast compared to the oldest models where, well, you'd have to advance the date by moving the minute hand, and doing so was quite a pain. But you know, now this is not the fastest again, but it still works, and it has worked for at least 50 years, this being the 50th anniversary edition of this model, the Rolex Explorer II. All right, so this is a rather simple process. If you need to set the date, you know how. Now, if you need to set the 24-hour hand, that's another story entirely. So this is actually what you should do first. So pull the crown out to the final position. It stops at seconds hand. Thank goodness, because it actually does help quite a bit. So here you would actually want to advance the minute hand, and by extension, the hour and the 24-hour hand. In doing so, will allow you to move the 24-hour hand. This one is probably the most important portion here. All right, and the 24-hour hand, once it does, actually, I don't think that if it necessarily passes midnight, it will advance the date. Yeah, the date is connected to the hour hand, so that Mercedes style hour hand. So it's actually more important to just set that orange glowing GMT hand to wherever it should go. Let's say it's 8 in the morning, okay? And then set the minute hand to wherever it should go. Let's say it's 8:10 in the morning, and then the hour hand back to the second, and let's say it's, well, you could say that it is literally 8 in the morning as well. And once this one actually does go forward all the way to midnight, it will actually overlap perfectly with that GMT hand as well. All right, so keep that in mind. Now, all you need to do after that is to just simply screw it back in, wind it nice and tightly back against the case to ensure that superior water resistance. All right, so what makes all of this work? It is the new movement as well. On the inside, you can't see it. It's the 3285 made in-house by Rolex. It is the perpetual mechanical self-winding with the second time zone function in the form of that GMT hand. It allows the plus or minus 2 second per day time differential after casing, giving it that superlative chronometer official certification as printed on the front of every Rolex dial. It has the center hour, minute, and seconds hands, 24-hour orange hand as well with the second time zone, independent of the rapid setting with the hour hand. It also has the instantaneous date and stop seconds for precise time setting, all of which I had just demonstrated with this winding crown function. The oscillator on the inside has a paramagnetic blue parachrome hairspring with high performance Paraflex shock absorbers. So what does that mean? You can take a few bumps here and there, you can get relatively close to magnets or potentially magnetized surfaces, and it'll still be keeping track of time just fine. No need to demagnetize the watch because it'll still be running just perfectly fine. It has bidirectional self-winding through a perpetual rotor, center mounted on the inside. Again, you can't see it. You do have that added security of that solid steel case back though. All right, all of this allows you to have up to 70 hours of power reserve. That's another update thanks to this movement. So the movement basically just gives you a better power reserve. 70 hours, so that means you can set this down on a Friday evening, pick it back up Monday morning. No need to wind the watch. Simply just keeping it on your wrist will allow you to wind the watch up to the full power reserve thanks to the perpetual rotor on the inside. Now taking a look at this bracelet, again, the bracelet has been updated to be wider by about 1 millimeter, nearly imperceptible, but when you have this on your wrist and you just look at it face on, it does have a better overall form factor, overall better look to it because of that 1 millimeter. It just fits a lot more proportionally with that oversized 42 millimeter case. And again, nothing too new here, just satin brush finishing along the top. The Oyster style links being 3 pieces across, all satin brush finished again with a nice high polish along the sides there. Gentle taper down to the Oyster folding clasp. This one is the safety folding clasp. So in order to open it, just simply flip it from the bottom to open up the safety and then just lift it from the top to open up the clasp itself. You have the Rolex stamp logo on the inside. You know that you're dealing with steel. And the added benefit of the clasp here is that you do have the EZ-Link 5mm extension. So if you have this sized perfectly to your wrist and you happen to walk outside during a California wildfire season, well, that means you can simply reach under here, pull it straight out to have another half link of the Oyster Bracelet. And that's due to, you know, just natural wrist swelling. Happens to everyone. All right, if you no longer need it, just simply fold it back in on itself, press it back into the clasp there, and you're good to go. Again, nicely and snugly fit to your wrist. All right, and while we're here, I can actually try it on, give you my thoughts as to how it wears on my wrist, a 7-inch wrist, 18 centimeters. Looking at it straight down the wrist, kind of long. Well, thanks to the oversized case, 42 millimeters. Face on, rather gigantic, comically large actually for me. If you have a larger wrist, this will fit you just fine. So imagine that you would have a better framing north and south of the dial there, top and bottom, 12 and 6, same thing, of that bracelet, giving it a very nice frame and nicely proportional as well, so that you actually get a very good overall compositional look, a good sense of unity of that entire case with its design. All right, now again, this one a little bit big on my wrist, but you can certainly wear this if you have a smaller wrist, because it does have, well, the way that the Oyster Bracelet works, you can certainly wear this on a wrist. Well, I probably wouldn't go smaller than, say, 15 centimeters, maybe 6 inches in circumference, but, you know, it would just be comically large at that point. But if that's your thing, then go for it. I'm not going to stop you. A little bit of spacing underneath these lugs gives it extra breathability. Not that that's a bad thing ever, because, well, the Oyster Bracelet does provide plenty of it already. If it's not enough, well, you get even more if you have a smaller wrist, right? And when it comes to the overall weight and just the way that it wears on the wrist, a little bit heavier. Well, I wouldn't say it's necessarily heavy, but it is noticeable on the wrist. Certainly if you're not used to wearing watches, but, you know, you're wearing a Rolex, you can certainly feel it. The counterbalance of that strap or the bracelet, not quite enough to center the weight of this watch on the wrist, so it's a bit higher up when it comes to the center of weight. Not that that's a huge issue. All right, now taking a look at it on the wrist, incredibly easy to read. Again, that black dial just makes it pop so much more than the white dial. The white dial just sort of blends in, gives it that sense of subtlety and elegance, but I like this one because it is just practical. It's just easier to read. And also, another telltale sign that is slightly updated in this 2021 model is that they added that Rolex crown to the 6 o'clock position between the words Swiss and made. So that's another telltale sign that this is indeed a 2021 model. At least this dial is. Well, you already know that this is a 2021 model in general because of the thinner lug profile and therefore larger bracelet. All right. Also, the updated movement gives it much better longevity over the weekend or during times where, you know, literal downtime where you don't even need to wear the watch. All right, so that's about it. That's all from me. Be sure to like this video if you liked it. Help us out on this channel by subscribing as well. Hit that bell notification so you can be notified when we go live with another video like this one. And as always, if you'd like to purchase this watch or any other watch, even the previous generation, we can still get it for you at jazztime.com. But honestly, get this newer one. Better power reserve, much more proportional, and still the same case size. Still incredibly easy to read, easy to use, easy to wear on the wrist. Anyone can recognize it. It's an Explorer too, because it has that large steel radially brushed bezel that you can't find on any other watch anywhere, honestly. So you can get one at our website, jazztime.com. Links in the description below where you can get it for the lowest possible price anywhere online. We'll see you in the next video. Take care.
If you want to find out more about the watch you just saw in the video, you can just click below on Show More to see the full description. Then you can check the link next to Model as seen in video, click on it and you will get to the proper page where you can see all the details. If you're watching on a mobile phone, you have to click on the arrow down on the right hand side below the video to see the full description. If you like this video, please give us a thumbs up. If you would like to share this video with your friends, you can use the share button below. and share it on any platform you like. If you have questions, constructive feedback, want to tell us about some mistakes or misspeaks, just write a comment below. If you want to see more videos like this, you should subscribe to our channel and visit our channel page where you can find all the videos. And if you're interested in a specific watch brand, you can check out our playlists. If you want to check the price for a watch or want to buy one, remember at jazztime.com you always get a steep discount, so you should check the prices with us. If you want to know the price for a specific watch, just go to Google, type in JazzTime, plus the brand, model and the details you're interested in, and Google will find the right page for you. Thank you for watching.